What's happening? Man, a cold, rainy Friday morning out here. Mko vipi? Or like I said, I'm talking to myself. How are you, self? How are you today? On this cold, rainy Friday morning? Man, like I said, it's the 15th of November. I said it in the one of the previous videos. November is the only month that flies. Tunasemanga February, but for me it has to be November. Just the other day it was the 1st of November and today it is the 15th of November. Halfway in. The only month that goes away without saying hata huwe ijitangazi, huwe ifanye mambo mingi, is gone. Well, another beautiful day. We're here. I am here. Of course, with my cup. Yeah. Hii nilisema, this one will always be here. This one will always be here as a reminder of how far I have come. Man, if there's anybody who's proud of themselves, it has to be I and I. Proud of how far I've come. Man, looking back, all the struggles, all the pain, all the ups and downs, mi hushinda nikiziongea hapa kwa hizi videos. And look at us now. Here I am, still standing, irregardless of what came my way. I never gave up. I kept my head up the whole time, walked with a smile. Where I needed to run, I ran. When it was too tough, I still crawled my way. When it was too tough to bear, I still crawled out of it, made it through, just like Calligraph Jones. Manze, lakini wacha nikuambia, hakuna mzee, yani one person manze who has become a complete inspiration for these videos has to be Calligraph. Wallahi. And do you know the ripple effect of success is? Everything else you've ever done now starts to make sense. Everything you've ever done, look back. Everything you've ever done, once you hit it, once you start achieving it, everything now makes sense. Think about it. Calligraph alikuwa ameishi kurap na kizungu. But until ajenge hiyo hao, right now even his songs make sense, god damn it. His songs, zile songs zote ameimba, they now make sense. We are now looking at him as the new Rick Ross. God damn. Listen, when you start to win, everything makes sense. When you start hitting it, when you start doing it, when you do exactly what you said you would do, you go out there and make it, everything makes sense. It makes complete sense. Saizi ukiangalia nyumba yake alafu usikize ngoma zake, they make sense. Hata nikuambie. And let me tell you another thing that has happened this week. If just in case you don't know, this will not make the news, but I will tell you anyway. You know his music this week? After he posted, after he got into his house, do you know what happened to his music? The streams went up. Streams za Calligraph hii wiki peke yake ziko skyrocketing. Just I think it was a week or two ago, there was this report that came out of the highest Kenyan music artist, ule mwenye amestreamiwa the most. Guess what? In just 1 week, Calligraph is now at number 1 of the highest streams when it comes to music. And that guy has a lot of music. So you can imagine, if he has like 1,000 songs, all back to back to back to back, na zote zimekuwa streamed all the way up, think about how much money that guy is making. I'm not pocket watching, but I'm just telling you the truth. The moment you get it, The moment you get that, achieve that thing, unaona ile break ile tu, you achieve something, everything makes sense. Everything makes sense. And that's why I tell you, I have to keep going. I have to keep pushing. Whatever it is I'm doing, I have to keep at it. Whether ni kupika, kubake. Speaking of baking, my oven bell might go off just in a few seconds. Baking somebody's cake. The one thing I enjoy to do the most. So listen, everything. That's why I give it my best. Everything I do. Hakuna kitu hata moja mimi angusha game. Whether it's at the shop, yesterday I went, I added a little bit of more stock at the shop. So another shelf is full. And now we go to the next shelf. One step at a time. Very soon I'll do a video at the shop. You'll see. You'll see. Keep going at it. Keep focused. Manzeweka kichwa yako, akili yako, kila kitu yako hapo ndani. Anything that is taking away, anything that is an expenditure, remove it. It will only take a short while. One of the things niliamua hii mwaka ni ati I will not have women in my house. I think I must have said it in one of the videos. That's one of the things I sacrificed. This year nikasema 2024, I will not have a single woman in my house. Not a single one. Because nili realize every time a chick comes over and they leave, by the time they are leaving, I have lost something. I am, my money, my account is ime deep kidogo, because now I have to spend on making sure she is comfortable and all that, and still give her something to go away with, a parting gift. And I realized if I keep going at that pace, I might end up where it all began. And I never want to go back there. It was not a pretty moment to be there. There is nothing pretty about being broke. Nothing good about being broke. So for me, I decided 2024, no women. Not just in my house, even in my life. Yeah, I've met amazing women. I've met amazing women. Nasema wacha nijinyime. Wacha nijinyime mwaka moja. Let's see how far I'm going to go within 1 year. And boy, oh boy. Looking at my life right now and I'm just smiling at, God damn. If just 1 year can bring that, hata see 1 year, it's 11 months in. 10 months. 10 and a half months, because I had to go half mid-month. And here I am, bro. Mi niliamua hivyo. And let me tell you, I might go into 2025 with the same attitude. Because I'm seeing fruits. I'm seeing fruits. I went back into radio earlier this year. Did an amazing reggae show over there. Fantastic show. Woo! My goodness. Same attitude, same push, same drive. Only that this time round there were even people listening. Si kama ile ya kwanza. This time round I had listeners. People even inbox me today and ask me, hey bro, reggae show ilienda wapi man? I'm like, hey, I have to do something. I also have to let that pause for a minute as I continue to grow. I was building the shop, and so I needed all my Saturdays at the shop. Also so that the shop can teach me what it needs me. Because I mean, a new business will always teach you how to do it. Usiende kwa biashara na akili yako. That's a lesson I learned a long time ago. Ukiingia kwa biashara, wacha biashara ikufunze venye utaipeleka. Ukienda na akili yako, my friend, you're going to be crying in the end. You're going to be crying just like everyone else is crying about business today. So go there, sit there. Hakuna customer nakuja, let the business teach you. This is what I want here. Once he does that, be attentive, learn. It will lead you. Everything has ears. Everything has a direction. Everything knows. Okay, the thing is, you plan, of course. I have plans. I have, records and everything. But anytime you go there, go with an open mind. Let it teach you. Once you open up your mind, you will see. You will begin to see, what if I put this here? Because the business will begin to teach you how to do it. Itakufunza. Weka hii badala ya hii. Stock hii badala ya hii. Enda kwa ile shop uone nini imelala hapo wewe mwaka mzima. Enda pale uone ni nini uliza ule ni nini anauza. Uliza ule ni nini anauza. Weka hivyo. Sikiza clients wakikuja hapo, mabeste wakikuja hapo, ni aje uko na kitu fulani, listen, keep your ears open. Usiende na ujuaji. Ukienda ujuaji utaanguka, my friend, you'll be crying, kutakuwa na kilio. So for me, I decided to open my mind, go there, learn, let the business teach me. I'm a student. I'm a student of my own business. I'm learning it. The same way I learned how to bake, nikapika mandazi. I learned how to go about it. I learned how to soften them. I learned how to make them hard. It taught me how to do it. And I've been in there 6 years. Same thing, hata hii ingine. It's teaching me every day. I sit there every day. Every time I go there and I sit and I learn. I take my notes. I have so many notes. I write and I write and I write and I sit back and I think and I come back and I open and I go on YouTube and I watch stuff that is helpful for the business that I'm doing, because I'm learning. I'm a student. I'm a student of life. Learning never stops. Learning does not end kwa darasa, kwa shule ukigraduate. Learning is a process. You learn every single day. It teaches you. Whatever it is you want in your life, it will teach you how to do it. Even a relationship. Get into a relationship with an open mind. Go there with an open mind. The relationship will teach you what it needs. Most of us tunaenda hapo, we want this. I want this, and this is the only thing I want, and I'm not compromising. Utakipatapata. You'll be crying by yourself in the end. Character development 101, because you refused to learn. You refused to learn. Most of you are stuck in dead-end relationships because you have decided, hii ndio ninataka mimi, hakuna mtu anaweza niambia kitu. That's not how life works. You have to be willing to learn at all times. Open up your heart, open up your ears, open everything. Learn. When I got married, I always like to use this as an example. And again, okay, I'll come back to that. Let me finish the point. When I got married on the 4th of July, 2019. Now, I went to her home. I met her mom. We were not living together. I just went to her home and got the mom's blessings and we moved in. Nilimtoa kwa mkono ya mama yake. Got the blessings, came in. Sat into it. July, August. In September, there was something happening at a friend's church. They had this premarital counseling. Since we hadn't gone through it, I decided, let's enroll and learn. I went in and I learned how to do marriage. How to do it. How to relate. We went through the whole course. Paid. Moved on. Came into life. Learned it. Every day I kept learning from other people who were married for a long time. I didn't just go in there. I went in there and I learned how to do it. The only problem is the person I was learning it for was not worth all that lesson. Now, let me now bring the earlier point that popped in. Someone asked me yesterday, hizi vitu unaongeaga, don't you feel like, there goes my bell. Wacha itulie so it ivas ndani. So now, somebody was asking me yesterday, they watched my videos and they were like, bro, don't you think these things that you're saying are kind of are too personal and offensive? Don't you think like you're hating, exposing your ex-wife? And I told him, hey, listen, everything I share, I'm not sharing to demean anyone. This is just my story. This is my story. Out of the whole thing, this is my story. This is what I went through. It has nothing to do with the marriage. It has nothing to do with her. This is my story. So I tell it, I relate, I pick out something from the marriage and I put it, my story, and I own it. Mi usema, najua pali nilikosea pia for the marriage to end. It's not all her fault. You see, now the thing is that now also brings accountability. You have to be accountable. Hey, listen, hapa ndipo nilikosea. As much as this went south, Pia mimi nilifanya hii kuchangia hiyo kuenda south. So I own it. I own that fact. I own the fact that, you know what, I also messed up. I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect. Not. So I own it. And I realize, hey, listen, I messed up here. So like I was saying, I went into it with that open mind. I learned how to be a husband. I had never been a husband before. I learned how to love someone in spite of their shortcomings. I learned how to live with someone. I learned how to do life with someone else. I had never done life with anyone at that close range before. I learned. And I kept learning every day to the last day. Even when she fell short, I was like, I learned how to forgive. I learned how to live with this person, even while she transgressed. It was a lesson I learned. It was hard to learn every day. It was hard. But I went into it and I learned, and I went with an open mind. And I learned I needed to do this, and I'm not supposed to ignore this or overlook something, and this is a red flag, and I spoke about it, and I opened up, and I told her, hey, listen, this is not working. If we keep going this way, we are going to lose. Not because I was perfect, but because I was learning and I was looking at the facts, and I'm saying if we continue this road, it's going to be a downward spiral. Since she didn't listen, it went south. Just like I had said. And now here we are. Now I posted something on my TikTok this morning. I wanted to share this. This is the reason why I did this video. Relationship starts like this. Okay, this is how my experience when it comes to, let me just put my marriage, because that is now what I have as an experience. We started off as strangers. I took her number. We got into a relationship. We got married. We got divorced. And we ended up as strangers. We ended up right where we started, strangers. Because to this day, we don't talk, we don't speak. I don't have her number. She don't have my number. Life will move on. We are now complete strangers. I couldn't put all that on TikTok, but the point is, most of us, if you look at that spiral, if you look at that whole journey, that whole staircase, stranger, relationship, marriage, divorce, and then stranger. It's a five journey. You meet as strangers, you pick a number and you start a relationship, you get married, get divorced, and then you end up as strangers to a point where you no longer, you know each other, but you don't talk to each other. Life goes on. And you live as strangers for the rest of your life. The point of that whole thing is to let you know, before you start anything, think about it. Is this the kind of person you'd want to have as a stranger? Before uchukue namba ya mtu, anza kujiuliza hivi, would I want this person as a stranger to me? Would I want to have this as a stranger? Sisi hatuangaliagi huko mwisho. The ripple effect is, if it doesn't work, you will end up as strangers. It will end as enemies and then strangers. You will not be talking, you will not be seeing each other, you will not be seeing eye to eye, and that will be the rest of your life. So why bother to start something that will end right where it started? That's how I go about it. And that's how this year has taught me. Anytime I see a beautiful woman, I look at it and I'm like, we're just going to end up here where she doesn't know me, I don't know her. The only difference is we've gone through the entire process and then ended up as strangers. Why bother? Why bother? Why bother to go through that only to end up where it all started? Why bother to start a whole thing, build a whole thing, waste a whole lot of time, and then end up right where it all started? Why bother? It doesn't make sense. Just cut it off from the beginning. Just say, you know what? No thanks, I'm good. And that's what I do it this way. These days I do that. The whole of this year I've met amazing, I told you I've met amazing, beautiful women. But najua mi wambia nini, hey listen, me I don't do relationships, I don't do marriage, I'm not planning to get married anytime soon, and I don't want to have kids. Wacha tuone sasa from there, what comes? What more are you going to bring? Are you going to just be company? Are you just going to hate and walk away? And I've seen a lot of that. There are women who've stuck around. They're like, you know what? You're a good friend. I just want to be your friend. And I'm like, God damn, this is different. And we add value to each other as friends. Atupitie hiyo struggle yote, then turudi kwa strangerhood. Because now we look at each other like, hey, we're just friends. We just meet out there. We talk. Kila mtu aenda njia yake. How are you? How have you been? Good. Me too. No need to go through the stress, no need to go through the pain and end up again the same place you started. And even worse, because now you're strangers who actually hate each other. At least stranger mwenye mjai ongea unajua tu huyo hatujai ongea, so I don't know her, she don't know me, no harm, no foul. Keep moving. So what I'm trying to say in this whole video today, in the last 21 minutes that I have been here, I've been trying to say, be selfish. Be selfish with your time. Be selfish with your money. Be selfish with you. Put you first. I've learned that. It's a beautiful lesson. I love to put myself first in all circumstances. Kama si uko hapo mbele. WhatsApp walilani kitu on WhatsApp groups and they edited. Normally, ulikuanga uko kwa group alafu wende wa mwisho pale kwa contacts. Then they flipped it. They were like, if you're in a group, then you're important, so you'll be first. So go into all your groups and look at the participants there. You will see your name first, and then admin, then the rest of the community. So why not use the same principle for your life? Put yourself first. Be selfish. Kaa hapo mbele. Let people say whatever they want to say, but you're putting yourself first in all ways. One of the things I decided also this year, I cut out this year, was going out for trips. I was like, okay, this thing does not make any sense now, so I'm going to cut out all the trips. I did one trip, ended in a train wreck, and then I decided, if I'm doing a trip from now on, it will be solo. Ndakuwa naenda solo. And that's how it's been. And guess what? Fruitful. I don't have to worry about another person riding or behind me, another person trying to do a wheelie when we are doing a group ride. Hapana, you do your things na huko, post them online, tutazione huko, but I will not participate because I am on my process of building something for myself because I want a better life for me. Period. Sitaki mambo mengi. I want to have something better for myself. And if I'm ever going to give somebody time, haitakuwa my main time, it will be out of an overflow. Hivyo tu, itakuwa out of an overflow. That people will always receive from me as an overflow. I will not sacrifice to give someone else. Itakuwa an overflow. I have this and this and these blessings, they can overflow to other people. So that I don't go short. Because I am first in my life. I am selfish with my time. I am selfish with my life. I am selfish with my resources. And that's the way it is. And that's the way it's always going to be. And guess what? I will win. I will win. No matter the consequences. Listen, I gotta go to the kitchen and check my cake. Otherwise, kesho naweza uzia mtu a raw deal. So let me go check on my cake and also do others and get to work. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.